Hi, I'm Jeremy, this is your Geek Fix, and I just wanted to kind of check in with you. Basically, a lot of things have happened, a lot of things are going on, and a lot of exciting things are about to come about. But I also want to make sure that if you don't read, for example, our community posts, there's some things you might not know that have happened on this channel or that are going on. The reason why I haven't turned out certain types of videos for a little bit. And I wanted to make sure that you're kept up to date on some of the things that we're doing and some of the things we're planning, as well as why exactly it's been a little while. The last major video that I turned out was actually the Ghostbusters video, although we've still had our podcasts being released as well as the fan home builds. And part of the reason for that is those videos are done in advance. So when we do our podcast, for example, we do all of them at the beginning of the month. We get together for a couple of hours, we film them all at once, and then I edit them up, and basically it's like, you know, everything's planned out for the next month or so in relation to the podcast. The same thing is true with the fan home boxes, if you're watching those. I know I had some criticism over how messy the table looked and the organization of the screws and things like that. The reason for that is that I'm going through, and I usually do like 9 of these boxes at once, so they kind of pile up, they catch up on me or get ahead of me, and then I go through and try and do a bunch of them all at once, and then I'm doing it pretty quickly too, so I can get it done in a reasonable amount of time. And those also, I'll edit them and then I'll post them ahead. So the benefit to that is that over these past couple of months, kind of mid-December forward, I started having some health issues, and actually so did the other guys on our channel. Had some different things going on. So I mean, we had reasons that couldn't really get things done as quickly as I normally would. I had things that were restarted, projects that I had even filmed portions of, some things I even did last year that all I needed to do was edit them, and I just couldn't seem to get to it. And the problem is that I have, full disclosure, I have an autoimmune disease, and so when some things have come around lately that I got, it led to me getting a really bad infection, which downside for being able to do videos and things is I lost all my hearing, I lost my sight, and then to make things worse, it also made me where I couldn't talk. It would hurt to talk. So literally I was unable to hear, see, or talk, and I looked horrible. And so I was actually, you know, in and out of the hospital a bit and some other things. And so for that reason, I didn't feel like I could get videos done when I wasn't, you know, when I wasn't in treatment. Basically, I was at home, you know, sick, or when I got back to work, you know, I was so fatigued by the end of the day that I just couldn't get things done. Same thing on weekends and stuff. So I kind of got the little bits and pieces done here and there, but it's just been a thing that's just dragged on and on. And so that's the major reason why I just haven't been able to turn out other things. But it looks like I still have new videos coming out because each week, you know, I was lucky. I thought, actually, I even thought to myself, well, at least I have this buffer. We got some time ahead. And if you do a YouTube channel, kind of when I started the channel, I had the plan that I would pre-do so many videos, which is actually what they recommend. They recommend that you do 5 videos. So if you're thinking about doing it, 5 videos and an intro to your channel. Film them all in advance and then post them all at once. So you want more than one video that's released at one time. And then the benefit too is that I would have some videos that were being released as I continue to work on new videos. And that's kind of how I felt over this past couple of months. Was like, well, okay, I'm sick today. I don't feel like doing things today. But at least, you know, I've got some time. I bought myself some time, and I'll just keep, you know, responding to people and things in comments. But it really it's actually something I'm still recovering from. And then I had things ready to go. And this last week, for some reason, all over, not just the videos in relation to one of my new videos that I have coming out. So I did a video on laser cutters, which is the next video that's coming out. It was supposed to come out this week, and the issue with it was that it had copyright claim on it right off the bat. So now when you go to publish, when it's processing your video, it'll tell you if there's something that it thinks is a copyright claim. And sometimes if it does, what it does is it restricts where that video can go. So it doesn't just look at monetization, it'll also look at whether or not it can even be published. And so I got it worked out because it was my own content that I owned, and they did admit to that. But the issue was I really wanted to release I wanted to post it on Monday so that I can also advertise it long enough that people are able to watch. I know that there's been some issues with people's reminders not going off or not knowing when new videos come out. And so when I have a video like this that's going to come out where I want to be able to do live chat, which I haven't done again since the Ghostbusters video. I'm pretty sure it was the Ghostbusters video was the last one. Then it's hard to do that, you know, because people don't know that it's coming out. So for that reason, I decided to hold off on that video being posted until this upcoming week. It'll let you know where it's going to be and the time, and that way that you can also attend and actually live chat, because I like that. I like that live chat portion. I think that's really important to me, and because it's my opportunity to be able to talk to you. And I'll come back to that in a second, because there's a couple things that the guys and I want to do in relation to that as well. But at any rate, this copyright thing's actually happened a few times in just 1 week. So even on the fan home this last Sunday, the fan home video that came out this last Sunday, it also had a copyright claim on it for a song or music that plays that's been in almost all my videos since the very beginning. I do my stuff through Storyblocks, so I own a license to that music, and I'm glad that originally I tried to just do the claim the way you're supposed to handle a claim. You go in and you fill out a form and things to contest it. And the person was taking forever to respond, and it said it was going to take 30 days. If they didn't respond in 30 days, then it would post and people would be able to see it. And so Saturday night, I sent a claim to Storyblocks, because Storyblocks says that they'll take care of it for you if this happens. And within 20 minutes, they had it resolved. So the video was able to post the next day. I also got a claim by the BBC on a video that we did on one of our podcast videos where we had a clip from Doctor Who. We used no audio. It was all our own audio. We did transformative stuff. It met all the criteria for free use, and in the end they did the copyright claim. I contested it. They maintained it. I shouldn't say it's a claim fully. Like, I didn't get a strike, I shouldn't say. But, you know, it's demonetized. I think was the only thing that happened, or it gave it to them, which is not a big deal to me. But at the same time, it shouldn't happen, because sometimes that also means that it won't show in certain countries. So that's the bigger reason for it. I don't care about it doesn't make that much money to care. But on the flip side, what a lot of people don't know is that also means that it'll get restricted in several countries, and a lot of our viewers are actually in other countries. So at any rate, that's why you know, I've had a few issues with that lately, and hopefully that doesn't continue to be a problem. But that is why we didn't end out releasing anything this week. I did do some clips. If you go over to whatever service you use for podcasts, if you go onto your podcast service and you say, you know, hey Siri or Google or or whatever, Alexa, however you access your podcast, play your Geek Fix podcast, you'll see that our podcasts are on there, and the most recent one is the only version that we have is the one that's online for audio. I didn't do a video for that one. If you want to see a lot of the interview that it's tied to, it's the Chris Bernardo interviews, which we do have on the site. But when I interviewed Chris, it was like almost 4 hours of interview that I did with him. And there was a lot of things I clipped and left out because I didn't think that they necessarily related to everything else, and it was just getting too long. Or they were just they didn't quite fit. And I've always thought, well, maybe I should go back and put some of the stuff in. I still haven't put everything in. Like, there's still not everything out there that we talked about, or some of the things he showed me. Some things he did ask me not to show. I'm aware of some projects that they've worked on or things that they've done that they'll never release, and which is unfortunate, but really cool things I wish I could share. But at the same time, so if you're interested in hearing that interview, he talks about a couple books particularly that people seem to be interested in, because they received a lot of emails after that, particularly in relation to the Darwin Awards. Those are books that are available online that he talked about, but there's also a website by the person that wrote it, and they post very up-to-date stories. And so if you're interested in that, that's probably the fun way to go and look at it if you don't buy the books themselves. What else? So I mean, that's some of that. I'm not sure if we're gonna have a podcast episode coming out on this upcoming Monday. I mean, I don't know yet. I just kind of waiting to see. Like I said, I wasn't anticipating that I'd be sick this long, or that there's so many things that have been going on. So there's a chance that we won't have a podcast this upcoming week, and I apologize for that. But unfortunately, it might not be something I can necessarily avoid. I might try to find something though to put on there that at least people can listen to, if nothing else. But following that, the boys and I have planned on doing a live version of the podcast at a time of day where I posted online a while ago a poll, which you can still go in effect. So you can still go and answer it inside our community section to tell us what time of the day you'd be most likely to be able to participate, because you got to keep in mind, Vince is in the Netherlands, you got James who's in Spain, I'm over here in the US, central US, but there's a chance that we might also have a special guest, and nobody lives close to each other. So we're trying to find people's times that they're most likely to attend and participate, because what we want to do is do a membership driven version. People that want to attend live by live chat, basically giving us questions or helping us to drive that whole podcast. So I think it could be fun, and it's also a good way to be able to talk to us live, and for us to talk to you, and to be able to hang out and talk about your stuff, the things that you're doing, and showing off things that you're doing. So you can also send us pictures of some of your projects. Be happy to talk about those. That's one of the things. So I know that's something that we're planning on doing pretty soon. This might be the first that they're hearing that I'm actually talking about the possible date. So I mean, that could be a couple of Saturdays from now. I don't know. I got to talk to them first, but we will be recording some new episodes really soon. We also, in relation to that, technically, we will still post it as part of the podcast as well, but involving the people that I currently have, James and Vince and myself, as well as several people that we're friends with who have already accepted to be able to participate in this, doing a not really Dungeons and Dragons. I can't call it that because that's actually a copyrighted thing, but kind of our own version of that, something that's quick and simple for people to understand and to play, that we'll do. It will last about 4 episodes worth, so that'd be about 2 hours worth of us playing this game together. It should be really entertaining and fun, and we'll add music to it and effects, and so that would be pretty exciting too. That's something that's got to come up pretty soon, because some of these people have told me they have other projects, and if they're going to participate, they got to do it soon. So there's a good chance we might be doing that this upcoming month, actually. So I want to make sure that you knew some of these things that are happening on that end. Of course, I've also got a lot of projects I've been talking about forever, and I'm filming them all kind of simultaneously in bits and pieces. It's kind of the new way that I'm doing things, and so I've got a space cruiser that is being constructed. I've got a kind of C-3PO R2-D2 that isn't related to the other one that I've done, the statue, that works and talks and makes noises, and that I'm going to start to, the other big thing I guess for me to announce is that I'm going to start to sell off some of the stuff that I make here. There's a guy who is Cosplay Chris, who's from Australia. He sells each of the things that he creates on Etsy, and I've always been leery about doing that. I don't know if it's partially just my, I don't know. I don't want to give somebody something that might catch fire or something like that. I don't want to cause anyone any problems. But on the flip side, I mean, really, I don't have enough room for some of the projects I have that I'm doing right now. There's some things that I'm releasing, or going to be releasing. One of which is there's actually a vehicle from a movie that I'm going to be building, kind of one of my big projects for later this year, which I'm planning on being 1/6 scale as well, and that vehicle is bigger than I can see than the space that's on this monitor. So it's actually it's wider than that. It's about this long. And so quite large, and it'll be up on a pedestal too because it's technically flying. I guess the only thing I could say about it is it's tied to a movie that has Harrison Ford in it. So if you can guess what it is, and it starts with the letter S. But I have a few friends that have wanted this particular prop for a while, and I thought, well, at least if I build that, then I could sell it or give it to one of them afterwards, because I really don't have space for some of these things. I've been building I thought it was supposed to be 1/4 scale. It's bigger than 1/4 scale Iron Man. And as I've been building the base, and as I've been building the figure, I'm quickly finding this too big for any of the surfaces that I have. So my current plan is it's gonna have to go on the floor. And when I stood it up on the floor, I found out it's actually big enough that it's not a bad floor ornament. So yeah, but I can't do that with everything that I build, and I have no intention of keeping everything that I make these days. So I don't have simple to store things or things that fit inside of the environment. I like keeping this as simple as I can. This back here, I have some similar kinds of stuff over here that I basically don't want to clutter things. I like it when things kind of just fit in nicely and they just fill the theme. And I also might be selling some of my older props that I made in older videos. Some that might even surprise you that I would ever sell, or get rid of, or donate for some charity is another thing I'm thinking about. Oh, that brings me, okay, bringing it back to something else that we talked about recently. In November, is my understanding, there is going to be a gathering of Fallout fans. So in Nevada, which is at the Pioneer Saloon in Good Springs, Nevada, which is a real place, which was also featured, of course, in Fallout New Vegas. And they had this meeting this last year. It was pretty good turnout. It looked like a lot of fun. It was during the hottest time of the year. I don't know why they did it that way. But this time they're going to do it in November, is my understanding. And so, with that being said, I am planning on going there. I'm planning on being there. I figure that it could be a lot of fun. And so, if you are interested in going out there, then come say hi. Bring your stuff. I want to see your Fallout get up. I'm planning on bringing something that's specific to Fallout, that goes in line, that's custom made, that I'm planning on donating to be given away there at that event. So, at any rate, if you're interested in coming out, or if you're thinking that you might be in that area, this is basically halfway between Las Vegas and Los Angeles, so kind of in the middle of nowhere, but definitely would be fun. Love to see you there. I think it's one of the few opportunities. Where I am right now, I don't think there's a lot of people that watch this channel near where I live, and furthermore, that would have similar interests. And so this is an opportunity to be able to meet people with similar interests, and that might be at least aware of our channel, that that we could actually see and say, hey, yeah, remember that time? I know some of you come from really far away. Some of our bigger fans I know are in other countries, and that's too bad, because I know that you're working on projects that I would love to see. I hope that you're still planning to send us pictures. I mean, as we go along, the purpose of this channel is really to bring the community together, to be able to share with the things that you're doing, your ideas, things like that. Or at least if you have something somewhere else too, like the RPF, feel free and share those links. I'll put it inside our community section so other people can check out your stuff, 3D models, whatever it is that you got going on, your videos. Just let us know. Oh, and also live streaming. Live stream's a little tricky for me every single time. It feels like a major thing to get everything all set up and going. Like I said, kind of what we're going to be doing with that planned podcast is a live stream. But I'd like to do another live build. I like to do things that are kind of semi-predictable, where I'm not going to have something that we can't complete during the live stream. I think I had that happen once before. It was something I started and it was like, oh, we don't have the parts to do it, so I guess we won't be finishing this. But anyway, so I am planning on doing some more live stream stuff. We have a Twitch account. I was thinking about doing something on Twitch. If that's something you're interested in, let me know. We have a lot of things that we don't use. We have a Patreon account. I've been thinking about activating it the rest of the way. I think you can go on and see it exists. But there's nothing in it to look at, and you can't purchase anything because I haven't set it up to actually purchase a type of account. Wanted to do it originally so that one, you could contribute to the channel and to the builds. Honestly, the things that we do right now, if there's anything that helps to pay for some of the projects that we do or some of the trips and things like that, it's just from the AdSense revenue, which is not much. So not enough to really support most of these projects, but at the same time, to be able to, again, I want to come up with ways to make some things yours, or to give you some additional one-on-one time if you want, or I don't know what you want. What do you want? But yeah, let me know if there's something that you think would be fun or something that'd be nice to have. That's something I think I can do too. Just haven't really known how to make it work out. One thing I wanted to do with Patreon originally was the behind the scenes stuff. I did a behind the scenes video, which I'm thinking about releasing on the main channel at this point, because it makes me feel bad to, I don't know that I have that many people on Patreon, is the downside. So the thing that makes me feel bad about it is, on the one hand, yeah, you'd be paying for that special access to something that's kind of special, but on the flip side, then there'd be, not many people who would be actually seeing it in the end, so I don't know. But I did want to create it as kind of a special perk, so I still might create something. YouTube has also given us the opportunity to make it where, like, I don't know, where we could have special access for people who are members or members at a certain level, things like that. But I do have behind the scenes video that's pretty good that I created. Started working on it when we finished the third Pip-Boy video that shows all the behind the scenes stuff. So how we did all the set stuff and everything else. I mean, I don't know if you knew, we actually built big portions of some of the sets. There's things, so like the best part is what we did for one of the shortest scenes that we did. We did the Institute, and it looks like the Institute, and with a mix of actual real world props and then some things that we did through digital manipulation and things. But I mean, honestly, pretty entertaining. We did animation stuff. I talked about how we did some of that. I talk about also some of the things that happened while we were trying to make that third video, including the stuff that you might not be aware that happened in relation to BlackBerry's involvement. We actually had the CEO at one point in time that was supposed to be in that video, and the reason why they were not has to do a lot with what happened that week in relation to BlackBerry and their phones and things, and then a person was supposed to fill it. I mean, there's so many things that are interesting that I've kept hidden or secret for the most part that I think I'm ready to to share and show. So I mean, that's something else that's out there. I think I'm kind of rambling. I mean, and for the most part, I still am a little bit sick. I might not even remember this later. Who knows? But I thought it would be nice to at least touch base with you. I feel guilty about not being able to touch base with you in some form before now. I appreciate when you put comments on the videos. It does allow me to comment back. It's honestly how Vince and James got involved in a lot of ways. Actually, that and Instagram. And you know, as many of the rest of you that are out there, I'll plug things that you have, or I might even, you know, follow your channel and stuff, because there's a few people out there that have amazing videos that they make. I mean, like high quality videos that are really entertaining, really well done, and you know, are better than my stuff, honestly. And yet they have very few views and subscribers. And so I feel like I mean, I don't have tons of people that follow us. Right now we do have, we're getting close to 20,000 subscribers, so that's kind of exciting. I got a notification from YouTube, a little celebration notification, saying that we've just hit 150 posted videos, which average 30 minutes. So when you consider that, and you think of that probably that's about a fifth of the number of minutes that I edited from those videos. I think I've spent too many minutes on and hours on videos, but at the same time, we do have a lot of videos. Apparently 150 videos currently on our channel. So that's exciting too. About 1,500,000 views currently, which isn't outrageous, believe it or not. That's not that many. But if you've got stuff out there, if you have things that honestly, you know, you want to share, this is your opportunity. Let me know. Email me at yourgeekfix@gmail.com. That's, again, the purpose of this channel, the purpose of this community, is to help you to connect with each other and to be able to collect and build and share the things that you're excited about. So feel free and email me at yourgeekfix@gmail.com. Send us your pictures of your projects, you know, your ideas, the channel that you've got, whatever it might be, questions that you want us to answer, or things that you'd want us to kind of come up with some possible ideas for, things like that. Feel free and send them to us, because yeah, we're interested. Believe it or not, you actually really matter to us and our channel. Without you, this channel wouldn't exist, and I'm afraid that there's things that are out there that are amazing that you know about and have that really ought to be shared with the world. So anyway, I hope that you have a great week and that everything's going great. I did disappear briefly. Things did happen. It wasn't the end of the channel, luckily. There were some close calls, but at the same time, looking forward to seeing more of you and also sharing more with you. Also, check out the types of videos that we typically make. Be sure to subscribe and click that reminder bell so you know when new videos come out. And stay tuned for more from Your Geek Fix.